13-Week Theater is supported by Patreon. Subscribe now and get exclusive early access. In December of 1977, the movie Saturday Night Fever made John Travolta a household name and introduced disco culture to the population at large. The movie also produced one of the best-selling soundtracks of all time, featuring music from acts like the Bee Gees, Casey and the Sunshine Band, and Kool and the Gang, rocketing disco music to the top of the charts. As Saturday Night Fever swept the nation, ABC and Paramount Television decided that a sitcom inspired by the movie would be a guaranteed hit. They turned to television producer Gary Marshall, who had created Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, and was in the process of creating Mork and Mindy for the network, hoping that Marshall magic would help the show be a success. Marshall tapped Mark Rothman and Lowell Ganz, the two writers who had helped him create Laverne and Shirley, to develop the concept. He also brought the Bee Gees manager Robert Stigwood on as a consultant. And finally, for his star, Marshall picked an actor who had recently made his name as a singer and dancer, just not in the usual ways.
I drink Dr. Pepper and I'm proud. I'm part of an original crowd. And if you look around these days...
When Dr. Pepper launched its Be a Pepper ad campaign in the summer of '77, it made David Naughton one of the most recognizable faces on television, even if almost no one knew his name.
This is the strange thing. He worked through school, the University of Pennsylvania Mask and Wig Club, which is a very distinguished thing. All stage. Then I see in a raft of commercials, and the big smash hit is you jogging down the street with a bottle of soda pop and everybody boogieing down behind and all.
Right.
I mean, did you think that would bring you to where you are?
Well, no, it didn't. You know, I just was, when you're in New York, you do commercial calls, you go out and do these things, and they said, hey, there's a part 3 commercials for Dr. Pepper. I went, well, yeah, I like it. And we did a dance audition. I got the commercials, and va-va-voom. That was...
You know, that's
not just a commercial pitchman. Naughton was a classically trained actor from the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, and he surprised Gary Marshall with his talent when they met. Marshall wrote the part of Billy Minucci specifically for Naughton. And then, to help solidify the show's disco credentials, Marshall brought in a Travolta.
Hey, Ma, what do you want for your birthday?
Oh, I don't know, honey. Anything you always love your presents.
Yeah, I know, but I want to get you something special.
Well, nah. I don't want to mention it because I know it's impossible.
Ma, does this have anything to do with Clint Eastwood's hair?
No. Well. No, honey.
And to be more specific, Ellen Travolta, who played Billy's mother. The rest of the cast was filled with up-and-coming comic actors. Marshall had the cream of the Happy Days writing staff tasked with writing the series, and co-creator Lowell Ganz directed the pilot episode. Then, for good measure, David Naughton recorded an extended mix of the show's theme song as a single. Makin It debuted as a mid-season replacement for ABC's hit variety show Donnie and Marie at 8 o'clock on Friday, February 1st, 1979. It followed Naughton's Billy Minucci, who was obsessed with disco and nightlife. During the day, Billy was stuck in his mundane life as the middle child in an Italian family in New Jersey with dim-witted friends and a thankless job. But at night, he ruled the dance floor. The show immediately proved to be a flop. I won't ask what happened. It should be obvious. On the ratings front, Makin It had the misfortune to be up against one of NBC's few bright spots that season, Different Strokes, which had premiered back in November and quickly had gone on to win its time slot. When put head-to-head as sitcoms, Makin It just couldn't, well, make it. But the show had another thing going against it too, the disco culture that it was set in. By the time 1979 came around, people were getting tired of disco. The music style that once ruled the charts had quickly become a source of ridicule. The new wave and punk movements had gained momentum, rebelling against the squeaky clean corporate-friendly image that disco had, and Makin It became one of the most obvious targets for anti-disco backlash. One has to wonder what would have happened if the show's development period had been shorter and it had premiered in the summer or fall of '78. With the talent the show had on screen and behind the scenes, it might have succeeded, or at least lasted longer.
What are you doing? I saw this movie once where the thief put everything he stole inside a pillow. Oh, what am I talking about? It wasn't a pillow, it was a wall safe. Boy, where's my mind at today? A gun. I want a gun.
Hey, I got a thought. Why don't we break down the walls and look for secret passageways?
2 guns. I want 2 guns.
Tony, this will go to my head.
All right. So I make an appearance at Mom's birthday party.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, Tony, you're the greatest.
No, it's okay.
Hey, it's okay, we're brothers. It's all right. It's okay, we're brothers.
Don't ever do that again.
Tony, whenever we're together, we have the greatest time. I love coming here with you, being with you, dancing with you, holding you. You're the most wonderful person in the world.
Same to you.
Tony, when you sweet talk me like that, I'm helpless.
But it just wasn't to be. ABC finally gave in to the inevitable and canceled Makin It on March 23rd after just 9 episodes. At season's end, Makin It ranked number 104 out of 114 shows. TV Guide would later rank it as number 40 on its list of the 50 worst TV shows of all time. And then, as a final insult, the single version of the theme song finally hit the top 40 charts on May 12th, almost 2 months after the show's cancellation. Because by then, it wasn't by the star of the hit series Makin It. Instead, it was on the soundtrack of the hit film Meatballs.
Hi. Won't you come in?
What is this?
David Naughton's career survived the failure of Makin It. In 1980, he was cast as the lead in the movie Midnight Madness.
David! What?
And in 1981, he was cast as David, the title character in An American Werewolf in London. Naughton would later go on to recurring roles on My Sister Sam and Granite Flats, plus dozens of guest star and film roles. And through it all, Naughton always found time for the role that had made him famous.
There's Carrie and Peppers, Mary and Peppers, Diet Peppers, Quiet Peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? There's Salutin' Peppers, Tootin' Peppers.
Naughton remained as the face and voice of Dr. Pepper on TV until the company finally retired the Be a Pepper campaign in 1983. Once a pepper, always a pepper.